Jeff Matthews, a 13-year-old boy, is the only son of the famous actress Renee Harlow and the veterinarian Chase Matthews. Due to problems in his parents' relationship, Jeff lives with them separately. During the filming of a movie in Los Angeles, Renee suffers an accident and dies from electrocution, witnessed by Jeff and the entire film crew. As a result of the pain and trauma, Jeff and his father moved to Ludlow, Maine, his mother's hometown, where she is buried in a nearby cemetery. The move aims to distance Jeff from the memories of Los Angeles and the star life, as well as from the media scandal generated by his mother's death. In his new home, Jeff discovers a legend about the Creed family and an Indian cemetery that supposedly has resurrection powers. These stories are considered by the townspeople as urban legends and tales to scare children. Jeff also meets Drew Gilbert, with whom he quickly forms a close friendship, becoming his best friend in town. However, he earns the enmity of Clyde Parker, the town bully, who hates and envies him for being the son of a celebrity. Additionally, Jeff meets Marjorie Hargrove, the new housekeeper hired by Chase. Although Marjorie is young, attractive, and kind-hearted, Jeff hates her for being a fan of his mother's movies and for trying to give him maternal affection. Drew also faces problems, as he lives in fear of his stepfather, Sheriff Gus Gilbert, a cruel and violent man who abuses his authority and mistreats the boy. In a fit of rage, Gus kills Drew's dog, a husky named Zowie. Desperate, Jeff and Drew take Zowie to the Indian cemetery to try to resurrect him and see if the stories are true. The dog comes back to life, but it becomes an evil being with eyes that shine supernaturally. Chase treats Zowie's gunshot wound, but notices that it is not healing and that the dog has no heartbeat. A blood test reveals that Zowie's cells are from a dead animal. Zowie's resurrection disturbs the kids, who notice changes in the dog's personality, but they try to carry on with their lives. On Halloween, Jeff and Drew go to the pet cemetery with other kids to tell scary stories about the Creeds. Meanwhile, Gus becomes enraged upon discovering that Drew has gone out and sets off to find him. When he is about to physically punish Drew, Zowie appears and kills Gus with a bite to the jugular, then disappearing into the shadows. Terrified, the boys decide to bury Gus in the Indian cemetery after seeing that the resurrection worked with Zowie. Gus comes back to life, but now he moves rigidly, treats Drew better, and exhibits silent and careless behavior, similar to a zombie. Soon he becomes more cruel and sadistic, like when he brutally skins his rabbits for dinner. The analysis of Zowie, sent to a specialist by Chase, reveals that the dog is really dead. An elderly veterinarian tells Chase everything he knows and strongly recommends leaving the town, warning that Jeff and Chase could end up like the Creed family. Jeff begins to wonder if all the humans buried in the Indian cemetery will be like Drew's stepfather and considers the option of burying his mother there. Zowie bursts into the veterinary clinic, kills 3 cats, and then attacks Chase at his house, leaving him seriously injured in the left arm. The next day, Jeff confronts Clyde, and when he is about to lose his nose in the fight, Gus appears and orders Jeff to leave. Once Jeff leaves, Gus kills Clyde with his own motorcycle, while Drew witnesses everything. Gus chases Drew to his house, where Zowie, now completely wild, attacks him along with Gus. Drew escapes through a window and gets into his mother's car. Gus chases them with his police car and forces them to crash into a truck, killing them. Later, Gus returns to the place where Clyde's body is and says, "I'll take you to the hill, Clyde, buddy." As the Indians used to do. That night, Jeff, consumed by sadness over Drew's death, becomes obsessed with the power of the Indian cemetery and decides to revive his mother. He asks Gus to exhume her body and take it to the Indian cemetery to rebury her. Chase finds out that his wife has been exhumed by Gus and heads to his house to seek explanations. After a heated argument with Jeff, who tells him about the cemetery and its resurrection power, Chase doesn't believe him and leaves upset. Upon arriving at Gus's house, Chase is attacked by Zoe, who is ready to kill him. Chase reacts and shoots the dog, which dies for the second time. Inside the house, Chase encounters Gus in the kitchen. Seeing that his life is in danger, Chase shoots Gus in the chest, but this has little effect. Gus hits Chase and throws his weapon, but when he is about to kill him with an electric drill, Chase dodges, retrieves his weapon, and manages to kill Gus by shooting him in the head. Chase becomes convinced that his son's stories were true and that the cemetery really has the power to resurrect the dead, although corrupted and turned into something evil. Renee, Jeff's mother, comes back to life as an evil being and arrives at the house in the early morning. She kills Marjorie in the attic, and Jeff, hearing the screams, calmly goes up and joyfully finds his mother. Chase arrives home, finds Marjorie's body, and sees Jeff embracing his dead wife. Knowing that Renee is now something diabolical, he tells Jeff to stay away from her. Renee asks Jeff to go downstairs so that Chase and she can talk. Once downstairs, Clyde, resurrected as a horrifying being, appears with an axe and attacks Jeff. Chase is knocked out by Clyde's axe, and Renee sets the attic on fire, planning to take Jeff and Chase with her to death. Before Clyde can kill Jeff with an ice skate, Jeff defeats him by shoving an electric wire into his mouth, causing his head to explode. Jeff grabs Clyde's axe, destroys the attic door, and rescues his unconscious father. Renee tries to convince Jeff to stay, but he, knowing that she is not his mother but something that has taken her corpse, escapes with his father, leaving the false Renee to die in the fire. While Renee's body burns, she screams, "Death is better." Jeff and Chase escape from Ludlow and head to Los Angeles to start a new life. Jeff understands that sometimes it's better to leave things as they are, and that the Indian cemetery should not be used again, no matter how good the intention.